Today is Tuesday. I'm so happy I have this live with you guys to remind me on what day it actually is. If you don't know me by now, you are getting me full of allergies this morning. My name is Katia Ravé. I help entrepreneurs to grow their business, to make more money, and to stop the roller coaster of that income roller coaster. One of the strategy that I use is how do we use public speaking as a way to generate leads. Today, I am very, very happy. Why? Because we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, and that is money, money, money. So, Donna, first of all, thank you so much for being my guest. And why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience?
Katia, thank you for having me. I have been looking forward to this because I've seen some of your other episodes and I'm thinking, oh my God, when is she going to call on me next? So
Yeah.
I was excited to receive your invitation. So thank you. So I am Donna McPherson. I am a CPA and I focus on revenue and profit strategies for businesses, entrepreneurs in middle sized and smaller businesses, because we know that the only thing that truly matters in business is profit.
Come on, girl, pitch it.
We can have the fanciest business, we can look fabulous as we do, but if we're not making money, we're not going to survive. We're
Right.
not going to last. And you know that, Katia. We're in the same lane.
That is so true. And guys, this is one of the important part. You hear me say all the time, we're not in business unless we really have an exchange of money. We're not there to. This is not a hobby. This is a business. So Donna, let me ask you. Let's dig in. Like we're not even gonna. Guys, I know that this is, early morning, but we're not even going to give you time because we have only 20 minutes with Donna, and I want to get you the most that we can out of her. Talk to me. Where do we start?
Let's start with why people go into business.
Come on, girl.
Most of us, we go into business because we want to have a better life. We
Yeah.
want to make more money.
Yes.
The problem is oftentimes, even with those great intentions and lofty goals, most entrepreneurs do not know how to make money.
That's right. Preach it. This is so true.
They,
This is
they,
this is an issue. Like, they want to make it. They know they have their why, they have their dream, they have the passion, and then they're just like, how do I go about it?
and
Because
I'm gonna,
yeah,
I'm
no, no,
gonna
go ahead.
add this. This amazes me. It never seems to amaze me that people would take their life savings. They will take their retirement money. They might even risk their kids' college education to go into business. But
Mhm.
the one thing that they would not want to spend money on is someone to help them lay the right foundation so
Yeah.
that they can build a successful business where they can make the money, recoup their investment, and then some. If you're
Right.
going to put that much money into a business, why wouldn't you invest in the right strategist or coach or financial person to ensure that you can survive?
Yeah, preach it, girl. I mean, I think even more right now, with COVID, we're really seeing that. We see some people who don't have the tools and they have invested so much money. But I think, and I don't know, correct me, but you must see that even more. Do you think
I
that many
do.
people feel like they're not smart enough if they put themselves into the position of hiring? Because I see it as a coach, like, well, I'm smart enough to figure it out, and I don't think it has anything to do with it. Do you see that in your
I see that. You're absolutely right, Katia. I see that a lot. What I see is people are feeling embarrassed because they have this public image that looks like they're making a lot of money. So it's hard for them also to even admit to themselves that they've been in business all these years and they're not making money. So can you imagine them telling someone else? Because in order to get help, we have to share that we need help and we
right,
have to share where we're vulnerable.
right, and you
And
have to
most
admit
people,
it. You have to
you
admit
have,
it to yourself. You
you
have to
have to
say it
admit it to
out.
yourself.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Only then can you get help. But here's the thing I remind them: if you did not know what to do, this is not something that's taught in college.
Right.
You are taught theory. And I worked as a CFO in million-dollar companies. And it was not until I had my own brick and mortar restaurant that I realized that most of those strategies that you use in big business, they don't work in the same way. They can work, but you have to know how to take pieces of them and scale them down to meet the needs of that specific business.
So I actually I love that you said that. You know, one of the big thing when I went to I got a bachelor in fine art late in life because I wanted to have, you know, I wanted to have a college degree, and one of the things that I was the most surprised is all these people. So I was of course with a bunch of artists, right? There was photographers and graphic designers and chefs and interior design, and they all were going to go into business. They're like, oh, I'm going to open my own business right afterward. And they were so good, like the entire time, right? For 4 years, we had one accounting class, I think. Um, um, One math 101, and then accounting, and the accounting wasn't even really like things than I even use right now. For me it was different. I came from a background where I was an entrepreneur
Mhm.
already, so I had that knowledge. But one of the things which surprised me, Donna, it's they taught everything about the trade. Now these kids got out like amazing photographers, amazing artists, and but there was nothing on the
No,
business.
no strong business foundation.
No, no.
All they know is they know their technical competencies really well,
Yeah,
but that alone will not make a successful business.
that's right.
That will make you a great employee for somebody else
That's
who
right.
has all the right structures and foundation in place.
That's
If
right.
you're going to go out on your own, you have to understand what it takes to, first of all, have a business and then to make money in your business. You got to have the right foundation.
So most of the you know small business or small business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, you know, let's even
Mm.
you know let's talk about them. Um, really believe then profit is not something then you know then they should have at least the first 3 years. So they don't even think they actually can have profit. Can you kind of touch on that?
Yes, because you're not going to make it if you don't have profit for the first 3 years. You're not going to make it. You're not going to make year one unless you have money to continuously invest in your business.
Hmm.
And you shouldn't be doing that.
That's
I
right.
recall when I opened my restaurant, 3 months in, we weren't making any money. Now, that could be normal for most people, but it wasn't something that I wanted. It wasn't something that I was accustomed to. So I got to the numbers and I called in a reinforcement. It was a restaurant business. So I got this chef consultant that came in and taught us really early what the real problem was and how to build a profitable restaurant. And we did that. And 7 years later, we sold that restaurant for 7 times what we invested, for 3 times what we invested,
Good for you.
because we stopped right away and took a look at it and saw the numbers were not going to change unless we change something.
But
And what we changed was
it. That's the magic. You had to change something.
we had to change something.
That's right.
Fortunately, I'm a numbers girl, so I do everything by the numbers. I looked at the numbers and realized that many of the things that we were selling, it's not stuff that people wanted. It's what we love to do. And that's some of the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make.
That's
They
right.
think that because they love to do something, other people will want to buy it.
That's right. And talk about it. I mean, especially in, you know, I serve a lot of service based entrepreneurs and coaches and speakers. And I see it so much in this
Yeah.
kind of industry because people come up with these amazing things. They are
Mhm.
wonderful,
And they
but
really think it is.
nobody wants it. It's not catering to, you know, really to a pain point. It's not catering to who do they want to work with, and when they don't have those two parts really together and nailed down, how can you move forward and how can you expect making money?
Right. One of the things that I preach is every business must have what I called a MVP, a most valuable product. Just like a basketball, a football team, they all have MVPs.
Oh, they
In
sure
your
do.
business, you should have MVPs, at least one, and that is the product that will pay you the most money and that your customers want the most because it gives tremendous value. That is a win-win. If
Okay.
you don't have things that people want and willing to pay for because it serves their purpose, it takes care of their pain, it gives them benefit. I don't care what you have. You're going to have slow dripping money coming in. So it behooves us to stop and think about of everything that we do, which is the one that we can ramp up, put a ton of value into it, and then promote that, sell that, give people that, and don't spend time on all little stuff that we want. Figure out what people want.
Right. One of the thing then I always at the beginning of working with someone, they're like, okay, I want to do my online program. And that's something that, then unless
Mhm.
we're ready to get there, which we have to be,
Yeah.
but this is not a money. People think it's really making money making because they have this notion of all these things that they bought, in the middle of the night on Facebook ads. And, this is the mentality, but it's so true. These things, most of the time, don't generate money.
And they don't use them. They buy all these things
That's right.
with good intentions.
That's
I've
right.
done a few myself, and we
We
don't
all
use
have.
them
Yeah.
because they were more of an emotional purchase, and it's not really something that we stopped and thought about and say, is this going to help the bottom line? All
Hmm.
roads should lead to profit. If you're going to do something or spend some money in your business, you got to stop and think, if I spend this money now, when am I going to see the returns on this investment? If it's 3 years and you can plan for that, that's fine, because some things need a longer investment period.
Right.
If you are looking to get a quick return, you better be sure that whatever you're spending on is going to give you that quick return. And that is not something you probably should, unless you are in the business and finance lane yourself, you
Right.
may need someone to help you figure out how you're going to use this to get that kind of return in this period of time.
Hmm. So let me ask you, when you work with people, so I know that you're a CPA. But do you do their books, or are you a money coach? Talk to me. Talk to me about.
I I learned that what entrepreneurs need from me, it's not necessarily someone to count their numbers. They're great accountants and bookkeepers that can help them do that. What I do, I use the numbers to help them, first of all, understand what's gotten them to the position that they're in, and then use it to create a plan, a strategy to get them what they want.
That's what everybody needs.
And I look at everything. I look at their capacity, because to want to make a certain amount of money but not have the resources or the
Right.
capacity to do that, you're kidding yourself. And that's when people get frustrated and give up, because they think they should make 100,000 or 500,000, but they don't have the time, they don't have the infrastructure, they don't have the people behind them, and they don't have the product with
Right.
the pricing that would deliver that. So I get real and I say, based on what you're selling, the price you're selling it at, and how many you can conceivably sell within a certain period, this is what I see your maximum revenue potential is.
Wow, I
So
love.
when we understand the maximum revenue potential, then we can go to work to see how we can get it.
So what? Let me ask you. I don't even know if that's that could. I just came up with this question. And I was like, what is the good profit margin for someone? Then you say, then you would be like, you know what, they're doing good.
It depends, because for every industry, I actually have access to resources that will tell me for every industry what your profit margin should be. And
Wow.
it's different. So one of the first things I do once I find out what their maximum revenue potential is, I look at the operations and say, where should money be spent to get this kind of profit? Because the industry says if you're in this geographical area and your revenue potential is this, then this is how you should be spending your money to get whether it's a 10% or a 20% profit. And then we see what we can do. I'll give you an example. I work with one of my clients, provides goods and services to restaurants and bars. So right now she's a little bit, her business is hurting a little bit.
Okay.
But when we started working together, she had just acquired the business and the profit margin was around 20%, the gross profit margin.
Okay.
And I knew that in her industry, it should be around 25%. So we worked to get it up to 25%. In fact, she killed it. She's almost at 30%. What that does is provides more money for operations and for profit. So you have to know what's possible in your industry so you can work towards that.
Wow, that's great. That's wonderful. What do you see your most of the people, like when they come to you, obviously you analyze all the papers and you're looking at the numbers. What do you see as the most common mistake?
They don't understand where to spend. And they don't usually start off with a spending plan. They receive money and they spend as they go. And one of the things I think every business owner should establish from the beginning of the year is if this is the amount of money I expect to make, how am I going to spend this money so that I get a bigger return or a bigger profit? You need a plan. You need a plan that you can tweak as you go along. If after the first quarter you're not getting the returns, then you have to understand why. I sit with my clients and I said, we had planned that this cost was going to be 5,000, it's 7,000. Let us figure out why. What happened here? Because we're working with a plan, so we know when it's falling off.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know if it's falling off if you don't have a benchmark.
That's right. And it's the same. I mean, I preach that in business. It's the same thing, to be able to get somewhere, we need to have a plan. To be able to get and tackle our goals, we need to have a plan. If we don't have a plan, we don't know what are the steps to achieve those goals. And it's the same thing,
Correct.
guys, same thing with money, and you have to, I mean, so many entrepreneurs are under the assumption then it is okay not to make money.
Yeah, I don't know where this mentality came from.
I don't know.
It's okay to grind. I work with people who has that mentality, and I say to him, I don't understand why you get up and do this every day
For nothing.
if you are contented with just getting crumbs.
Right.
Who wants crumbs?
No, nobody.
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 It doesn't look good. It doesn't taste good, and
Right, right, right,
it's
right,
certainly not sexy. Be working for crumbs.
I heard from the grapevine. Then you have a book in the word. You want to talk to us about your
Absolutely.
book?
So my book is entitled "The Price of Fake is Real," and the subtitle is "How to Stop Pretending You're Successful and Gain Real Business Success." Now I know I'm flying in the face a little bit, but I'm just going to be real. It's what we talked about in the beginning. People pretend that it's okay, and the more you pretend, is the faster you are going to fail. So we have to get real if we want real success.
And when is your book coming out?
It's coming out in the fall.
Wow. And what we'll do is we'll write down the name of the book under these live. Let me ask you one last tip then you would think it's so important for people to know.
Katia, especially in these times where money can be uncertain for a
Yeah.
lot of people, do your household budget first. Make it really tight. have your absolute expenses and your discretionary.
Yes.
And if you are falling short, know where you're going to pull from. If you are an entrepreneur and you rely on income from your business to take care of your household, like most of us, you must know what you need for your household.
That's right.
And
What?
then you bring that into your business plan.
Right.
And your profit needs, you want your profit to at least be that amount or a little bit more, because that's only how you're going to survive. You have to know how much money you need to generate from your business to take care of your household.
Guys, this is so important. I always say, having a budget is one of the thing who keeps me together, and even more during this time right now. I mean, the budget is there for a reason. And what is your favorite budget app?
I actually use spreadsheets.
Oh, you do?
I'm an Excel girl. I
Yeah.
love
So
it.
that's funny. We still do both. So, I mean, we use Every Dollar by Dave Ramsey, and then we still do the spreadsheet. That's where we can really compare month to month to month to month
Yes.
to month.
And then
Old
I put
fashioned.
that into QuickBooks. And then, once it's in QuickBooks, I run the actual against the budget and it'll tell me,
Girl.
when they're on or off.
That's awesome. Do you have any freebie for our audience? Do you have any goodies for us?
I absolutely do. Just along what we were talking about on Thursday, next Thursday, in 2 days actually, at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, I am doing a free training on making profit your business and not the IRS. Because too often people worry about the IRS rather than worry about how they're going to get paid. You worry about making your money and have a CPA, a tax professional, or a financial planner help you figure out how to deal with the IRS. That's not your issue. Your issue is making your money. So that's what this training about. Start off with 2 p.m.
Okay.
Thursday. Today is the 5th. Thursday the 7th.
All right. Do you have a link where they can register?
The link is Keep More Profit with Donna.
Perfect. So what we'll do, guys, right after this live, we will go ahead and put the link. We will put the name of the book under the video, and that's pretty much take her up on it, guys. I work with enough of you. I work with so many solopreneurs and entrepreneurs, and guys, this is somewhere where we are in business to make money. I know we are giving and we are good humans and we want to do our good part from the world, but we can still be giving and do a lot of good from the world and get paid doing it. So don't forget that. Donna, thank you so much for being my guest today, for being willing to come and talk about money. I really, really appreciate your time. And guys, this week I am giving 3 gigs in the next 30 days. So I will help you get on the phone with me, and I will help you to find 3 gigs where you can speak in the next 30 days. So I will put the link right under this video as well. Donna, thank you.
And I might be calling you for that myself.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I knew it was going to be great talking with you because you get this. This is your lane too. So thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. And I can't wait to read your book.
And I can't wait to read yours too.
Bye.
Yes. Thank you. See you next time.